Hello, everyone. My name is Nancy. I am a QE from Team Comet from API Management, and I'm going to be talking about environment to gateway migration wizard for May demo. Since the APIM 2.0 has been generally available to all customers, we've been working on tools to help customers adapt to our new features to features in 2.0, and mainly they're the gateway feature. We already know that there are environments in integration with atoms, clouds, and containers, etc. I have an example here. Today, we're going to be looking at our regression environment 3 with 2 containers in this demo. To make use of the gateway feature, what we need to do is to attach the environment to the gateway, and we need at least one environment on the gateway. There are a series of configurations on the environment, containers, APIs, etc. And this is where our environment to gateway migration wizard comes in. The migration wizard is designed to walk through essential steps that the user needs to properly configure in order to route their API calls through our gateway. So this is the general screen. How you get here is you go to configure server gateways and you go to environment migration tab. I have a couple of migrations in the table to show you. They're on different steps. And to show you a proper migration, we can just go and create a new migration. And we were talking about regression environment 3 before. This is a very typical use case that we designed this feature for, is to migrate a environment that was previously not on a gateway onto a gateway. If we take a look at the gateway, now I'm going to choose what gateway I want to move this environment to, and I'll choose gateway 1. If we take a look at the gateway here, in our gateway tab, we'll be able to see that there are actually 3 environments already on it. We have B-test, we have regression environment 1 and 2. So that might give us some issues down the road, and our migration tool will be able to fix it. So when we save and continue, we're already running into issues. So for every single environment on a gateway, the environment path that's configured for REST, so different endpoints, they all have to be unique. And the gateway doesn't know how to route calls if they're not unique, and therefore we set them to be a hard stop. In this tool, we detect what are your potential conflicts for environment paths, and we show them to you exactly on the screen. So we are telling you there's REST endpoint that's conflicting with this environment already on the gateway. And then we're also telling you OData endpoint is conflicting with B-test environment on the gateway. If you're actually curious, for example, this is the OData endpoint. If you actually go to the B-test here, we can see that the word honey is used here as their SOAP endpoint. So there is a conflict. What we can do is change the paths to make sure that there's no more conflict. We save and continue, and we get to the summary screen. The summary screen is just a screen that tells you what you have already configured, and there's a stepper on your upper right-hand side to show you which step you're in. And at any point, if you want to save and close the migration, you can come back to your previous migration. I can open a different one, or I can open the one that I'm currently working on. So this is the screen, right? This is step 2. So we were on basic information and we're done with it. We're going to step 2, atom configuration. Since we're moving our environment onto a gateway, at least one container will have to be configured to authenticate through the gateway in order to make use of the gateway. Now we have another container, the Nancy Atom 1, that isn't using gateway. It's using client certificate header, and it's not ready for gateway. Therefore, we show them to you here. We also give you a link to go to Atom Management. If you if you see the summary here and you're not satisfied, for example, you want both of the atoms to be using gateway, then you come here and you change your Atom's shared web server. Right now it's client certificate, and we change it to gateway. If we save and close this, and we come back, we should see that this is already refreshed. It is using the gateway, both are ready for gateway. This is one of the settings you can change. Now we go to the next step. This is another standard review summary page, and then we're going to configure our APIs. There are two APIs that we have deployed on this environment. One is using external authentication. This is authentication source that we configured previously with the plan. Now every single, and then there's a regression subscription API service that is using API key control with this little icon here. What does this mean? It means that, as we highlighted here, any API that has authentication set to Atom controlled will automatically change to API key controlled because you're migrating the API to an API gateway. Therefore, in order to use API key controlled, you'll have to have a plan configured. If we go to our current API page to verify this, here, you'll be able to see that currently for APIs that are not attached to a gateway, you have your, we have these two APIs on in regression environment 3. This is currently using Atom controlled, and there's no plans configurable for Atom controlled APIs. In order to move on to a gateway, this is how we project the changes. And we notify you in this little paragraph, and we save and continue. This is another summary page. And right now we're on our last step of deployed APIs. And if I click migrate, it will tell me migration is successful. We go back, the migration is gone. If you go back to the gateways page and check, my regression environment 3 is now under gateway 1. And remember the API that we have in question. So if I refresh this page, you'll see that if we sort by environment, you'll see that both APIs are listed under gateway 1 now. And exactly here, API key control, the regression subscription API service, it is API key controlled and it doesn't have a plan. And right here, we can click and add a plan, and then it will be sent to the gateway. That is the end of my demo. So